Greetings. My name is Charles Kaprowitz, National Director for the Unborn Child Amendment Committee. I want you to view this entire video. You need to know the true costs of abortion to the unborn child, the mother, the father, the grandparents, and America. You will not hear this information in the media, nor in our universities, nor in the workplace, not even in our churches. Politicians will avoid the subject like the plague, and yet 3,500 babies are murdered every day in America through abortions. The total number of abortions since 1973 is now a staggering 50 million. Are you finally ready to do something about it other than lip service? Through Article 5 of the United States Constitution, citizens can stop this practice without the help of the courts, Congress, or the executive branch. You will learn how in this video. We are in what some are calling the final battle for our constitutional republic. The greatest constitutional government ever designed by men is at risk due to redefining fundamental words in our Constitution. Consider Amendment 5 of the United States Constitution. Quote, "No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on the presentment or indictment of a grand jury." Unquote. Amendment 14 reads, "Nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws." Why, in the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade decision in 1973, did the court give American women the authority to kill a father's child in the womb with impunity without first considering the protection the child and the father have in Amendments 5 and 14? The court decided, instead of applying constitutional protections for unborn babies in the womb that are very evident in the Constitution, it would instead amend the Constitution without ratification by the states and grant women the absolute right to terminate her pregnancy without regards to the unborn's right, the father's rights, nor America's rights to a live heritage. This court-created right was supposedly an unenumerated right to privacy found in the Ninth Amendment. Since the court's infamous decision in 1973, 50 million babies have been destroyed in the womb. This is a tragedy that God will not look away from. The demeaning of our spiritual foundations, the abandonment of our constitutional heritage, the moral decadence in our society, the destruction of our free market economy, our growing $16 trillion debt, the loss of 15 million aborted babies, the depletion of America's wealth, our dysfunctional government, perverted laws and legal decisions, and more are unprecedented in America's history. They are the consequences of the Supreme Court's decision to dishonor God's appointed value of human life. We are condemning our children and grandchildren through our selfish indifference to a future they will find impossible to overcome. The most egregious wrong ever suffered by the American people has been the destruction of 2 generations of babies through the practice of abortion. Soon, a 3rd generation will be lost if we don't act quickly. Incremental legislation, an option the pro-life community opted for during the last 20 years, has failed to stop abortion. Only an amendment to the United States Constitution can protect the unborn's life. Citizens can stop abortions through Article 5 of the United States Constitution, which allows the Constitution to be amended through state legislatures, bypassing Congress when Congress and the courts refuse to address an egregious wrong suffered by the people. It was our founders' way to protect future generations from tyrants and abuses by the majority or minorities in our body politics. Article 4, Section 4 guarantees to every state equal standing when calling for a federal convention and when defining the agenda at the convention. When the pre-drafted single-issue Unborn Amendment is included in a state legislature's Delegate Resolution, then the delegates sent to the convention are bound by its terms and limits. Delegates become ambassadors of their state legislatures, not free agents. Their only decision at the convention would be, should the Unborn Child Amendment be sent to the states for ratification. No other business can be considered at the convention. Only single-issue conventions called for by state legislatures under Article 5 of the Constitution can provide citizens with the authority and method by which we can safely, predictably, and successfully stop the slaughter of the unborn child. This photo of dead babies shows the results of one morning's work at an abortion training clinic. Man is the crowning achievement in God's creation. There is no other creature in the whole universe more important to God than man. Our value comes from God, not from others who perceive us. The reason we are the crowning achievement in God's creation is all men are created in the image of God, including unborn babies. What we are looking at in this photo is unconscionable. Oh, the depths of wickedness of the human heart. Only God knows it. Consider these facts. 50 million American babies have been murdered in the womb, each one having the same value to God as you have. 50 million women have been cheated out of the same motherhood. 50 million fathers lost their children and heritage. 200 million grandparents lost their grandchildren. America lost 50 million of its heritage. Millions of doctors, lawyers, pastors, scientists, entrepreneurs, inventors, theologians, and more have been lost forever. To date, $18 trillion in tax revenue has been lost because of abortion. To date, $50 trillion in gross domestic product has been lost. Worldwide, between 700 million and 1 billion babies have been aborted. The practice of abortion started in the 50s in an atheistic communist country called the Soviet Union. Communism successfully propagated the practice to almost all other nations in the world, including America. Today, the Russian government is banning abortions because they don't have enough wage earners to provide for the aging population. Remember in Proverbs, there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death? America has surely made Nazi Germany, with its 20,000 extermination camps in which 6 million Jews were exterminated in World War II, look like the lesser of two evils. Unconscionable, unconscionable, unconscionable. The full text of the Unborn Child Amendment that delegates at the convention will vote on is shown in this slide. The amendment will protect the child from conception and guarantee that the father's children will be born alive and the grandparents will be able to enjoy their grandchildren. The mother will be assured that she can have a sane motherhood. The costs to the mother are incalculable and last for the rest of her life. Remember, every man has to make his own way in life, but he also has to live in the consequences of his choices. Whether at the demands of fathers, the encouragement of grandparents, or at the decision of the mother, abortion is an evil that damages everybody's life, especially the life of the unborn baby. We must stop this evil practice. Use your pause button to study the text of this amendment. We are advancing many single-issue amendments. Under the authority citizens have in Article 5 and through state legislatures, we can safely, predictably, and successfully reclaim America back to its constitutional heritage. Here is a list of some of the amendments our directors are considering. We have engaged in the greatest battle of our lifetime. In fact, untold millions of unborn children hang in the balance. Become one of America's defenders of unborn children. In Psalm 94, at a time of severe declension in Israel, the Lord cried out, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which maketh mischief by the law?" Join the Unborn Child Amendment initiative in your state. Become part of a national force for good. Become a defender of the U.S. Constitution. Become a defender of our constitutional republic. Become a defender of the authority that rests in state legislatures. Become a defender of the unborn child's right to life. Help us by making a donation monthly or quarterly. Even one-time donations are also welcome. Contact your state director and offer your support. Become a state director if one is not in your state or district. If our Constitution can't protect innocent babies, it will not be able to protect your right to life. Think about it. Now it's your turn. You are welcome to call us for further information. 828-467-2599 or 828-765-1978. You can also email us director@citizeninitiatives.org. Website address, citizeninitiatives.org. For a special analysis of Article 5, go to citizeninitiatives.org/article_v.htm. For copies of the Delegate Resolution, go to citizeninitiatives.org/delegate_resolution.htm. You can also order a copy of Reclaiming America through single-issue federal conventions. Go to citizeninitiatives.org, click the book cover in the navigation bar. The book is available through Amazon.com. It is a must-read book, an excellent resource for every pro-life library. Order multiple copies and pass them out to others. Individuals and organizations are invited to partner with us. Go to citizeninitiatives.org/donations.htm. Supporters will receive monthly update reports on the work in the 50 states. Send your donations to Citizen Initiatives, P.O. Box 523, Spruce Pine, North Carolina 28777. Pastors are asked to show the Unborn Child Amendment video to their congregations. The web address is citizeninitiatives.org/unborn.wmv. Invite your congregation and members to become regular partners by supporting the Unborn Child Amendment Committee monthly. Those wanting to support our work in your state should call 828-467-2599 or contact one of our state directors. Our goal is to secure from the state legislatures a resolution that calls for the Unborn Child Amendment Convention and Delegate Resolution. Invite other congregations and pro-life groups to show this video. Forward it to others in your contact list. For an excellent resource on America's constitutional heritage, go to citizeninitiatives.org/heritage.wmv. Our work is not optional, it is urgent. There is no more time for the unborn child or America. Please help us now.